this week. Here's somebody. Okay. Hi there. Good to see you guys. Okay, everybody's coming in now. Come on in. Hello. Shabbat Shalom. Come on in, everybody. All right. Everybody's showing right. 6:30 on the dot. Hey there. Hey, friends. Hey there. Come on in. Oh, yeah, there's some under the chairs. But if we need some more, is there not out here?
No, they're completely down on that shelf.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're up there.
Yeah.
Okay. There's also some under the chairs. Good to see folks. Okay. Hello. Welcome. All right. How about we'll get started with Hine Matov. It's always good to see how good we are, how nice it is for us to be together. Page 128. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine Matov u'manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine Matov shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine Matov shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet ahim gam yahad. Let's turn to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malei HaSharei, Malei Elyon. Mi Melech Malei HaMelachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boahem LeShalom, Malei HaShalom, Malei Elyon. Mi Melech Malei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malei HaShalom, Malei Elyon. Mi Melech Malei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem LeShalom, Malei HaShalom, Malei Elyon. Mi Melech Malei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We'll turn back a few pages to 138 and do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 for L'Hadodi. L'Hadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekahabela. 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 Shahamor v'zahor b'dibur ehad, Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. L'Hadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekahabela. Lehadodi likra kala, Pene Shabbat nekabela, Lihikrat Shabbat lehuvenelha, Ki mekor habraha, Mehirosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machashavati la, Leha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pene Shabbat nekahabela, Lecha Dodi likra kala, Pene Shabbat nekahabela, Hitoreri, Kiva ore, kumi uri, shir daberi, kivod anayalaich nigla, lecha dodi likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likra kala, Pene Shabbat nekahabela. We'll rise and face the entrance. Greet Shabbat. Bohoi v'shalom aterebala. Gam b'simcha b'uvetzohola. Yochemune am sla. Boi hala. Leha dodi. Lehadodi likra kala, Pene Shabbat nekahabela, Lehadodi likra kala, Pene Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. This time we'll bring some light into Shabbat, light our Shabbat candles. Let's see, Gabriel, you want to light for me this week? I haven't asked you in a while. Come on up here. See, I think you can strike out on this. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
There we go. So you might need to go back over it. Kind of a long wick. There you go. Let's join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. We are going to turn to page 144 for the Hatzi Kaddish. Yekadav v'yekadash shemei Rabbah ve'amad yivrach yirtei v'yimlech malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael bahagala uvizmahan kahariv v'meru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam amel maya yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kedusha barehu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbehata v'nehemata dahamiram be'alma V'meru. Amen. We'll turn to page 146 in rise in body or in spirit for our call to worship. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai, hamevorach. Baruch Adonai. Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Leolam Vaed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Turn to page 149, and how about we'll read the bottom page since we're at a time of change. We are on our last Shabbat of 2025, going into a new Gregorian year, and also this is the week when days start to get a little bit longer, and so we actually start getting a little more light. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is an hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai Hamarif Aravim, page 150. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Alkein Adonai Eloheinu b'shabenu uvkumenu nasiach behukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha uvmitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'avadcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Hashem Kivad Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha ve'chol levavcha uve'chol nafshecha uve'chol meodecha Vehayu Hadvarim Ha'ele Asher Anochi Mitzavecha Hayom Alevavecha Veshinantam Levanecha Vedibarta Bam Veshivtecha Betecha Uletecha Vadere Ushochvecha Uvkumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha hayu letotafu beininecha uchtavam al mezuz uvisharet למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים אני Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. Prior to the crossing of the Sea of Reeds, but in the leaving of Egypt by our ancestors, people were wondering if Moses was actually a prophet or if it was true that there actually was a God. After all, many of the plagues that were put on Egypt, like turning the Nile into blood or things like this, Pharaoh was able to see about having his sorcerers and magicians replicate and show, look, this isn't real. It's just an illusion. It's just magic, somebody doing a trick. And there isn't actually any truth to this. But it was when the sea was split that our people and everybody at that one moment were able to acknowledge that there actually was truth to God's power and that God did exist. And it was for this reason that after they crossed over the sea, they sang these words, Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, who is like you, O God? Because they realized nobody else could have replicated this. Nobody else could have done this. And therefore, they were actually believing something that they then in their hearts knew to be true. So hopefully we can think about where we have truths in our lives, what the truths that we know to be true are, and that can help liberate our conscience as well. We are on page 158. I mi kama ne darbako norativo o se fele noratihi o se fele. Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. We'll read on page 161 at the bottom. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 162 at the top of the page. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. We'll turn to page 164 and rise in body or in spirit for the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tifta ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'konei hakohol, v'zoher hastei avot v'imaot, umevi gula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol atah rav le'oshia. Mashiva Ruach Umorida Gashem Mehalkel Hayim Behesed Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofe Holim Umatir Asurim Umekahayem Emunato Lishene Afar Mihamo Habal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memi Umehaye Umatzmiya Yeshua V'ne'emanat Alecha Hayod HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye HaKol 170 Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalilu Hasela Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Once we continue silently, 172 through 180, or you can use this as an opportunity for your own prayers and reflections, and when you're finished, you may be seated. Page 178. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lehol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lehol hashalom. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. v'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol edu v'chol sha'a v'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We'll turn now to our prayer for healing of those who could use a prayer of healing of the mind, body, or spirit, and those who are in period of recovery, maybe ending 2025, not in the place they want to be, but hopefully this year ahead will bring better fortune to them. We are on page 371. And this week we think of these members of our community and their loved ones who could use that prayer for healing. Adi bat Romit, Aryeh ben Yaakov Mordechai, Baruch ben Sarah, Chaviva bat Sarah, Gilachaya bat Mordechai Lev Gilea, Gito Leah bat Mashahana, Ikafega bat Gito, Leora Maim bat Sarah, Rachel Liba bat Moshe Menachem Mendel v'Gito, Suhai bat Sarah, Tovahava bat Hai Rachel, Svi ben Yosefa, Israel Beryl ben Cherka, Yitzhak Meir ben Yehudit v'David Laban, Maria Allred, Sarah Bell, Ed Bronsky, Rowan Fay, Martin Goffin, Jan Hausman, Fran Lappin, Tanner Light, Megan Mickleby, Mort Pellet, Bern Saltzman, Penny Spector, Nancy Sterling, Adina Stern, Soak Taking, Stephanie Walsh, Michael Winston, Judy Wolf, and Rachel Young. If you have a person to add, want to look in your direction, I'll invite you to share with us. And if you're watching the live stream, you're also invited to share a name. Again, our prayer for healing is in the middle of 371. Mishebera avotenu Mekor habraha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishebera imotenu mehor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Shabbat Shalom. One of those things that we learn when we are little kids is that we are not supposed to lie, right? We all remember that. I remember the first time I got in trouble for lying as a kid was my dad had promised to take me to a carnival or fair or something. I was probably about 4 years old or something like this, and I couldn't go though until I finished drinking my milk, and I didn't really want to drink my milk, but I wanted to go to the carnival. So when my dad was out of the kitchen, I had a brilliant idea. I would dump my cup of milk in the sink, and then my dad would come back and say, "Did you drink your milk?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, milk's gone, see?" And so that is what I did. My 4-year-old brain did not think through one part of that plan, which is that when my dad looked in the sink, he saw milk dumped all over it and asked me how it got there, and I realized I had been caught in a lie, and I did not get to go to the carnival. Sad story. But that was my punishment for doing something I was not supposed to do, which was not telling the truth. And indeed, one of the things that high holidays that we atone for when we're doing our Ashamnu Bagadnus is Shikarnu. We lied. It's not something we're supposed to do. So, is lying ever okay? Well, this is, again, one of the things I love about Judaism is that Judaism is not a religion where things are black and white. And when it comes to lying, the answer is, it depends. It depends. Because there are people out there, by the way, who say you should never lie. You should always, always be honest. Even brutally honest when you need to be. But the Talmud gives an example of, let's say, it is somebody's wedding. And you attend their wedding. And the bride comes out. And her dress is hideously ugly. And she says, "What do you think of my dress?" Now, there are people out there who would say, you should be honest. Tell her, "Sorry, I don't like it," or "I think it's an ugly dress." But what the Talmud says is that you are supposed to tell her, "You look beautiful in that dress. That is an incredibly beautiful dress," even if that's not what you believe. Judaism allows for white lies and says, you know what? If you told the truth, how would she really benefit from this in that moment? This is different than like if she was trying on dresses and said, "What do you think about this one?" And then you could say, "I don't care much for it." But it's her wedding day. She is in the dress already. This is not going to change. She's not going to wear this again in the future. Hopefully not, at least. And so in that circumstance, when there's nothing else that can be done, being brutally honest serves no benefit except to potentially ruin her big, important day. And so the Talmud says, in this instance, is not only acceptable to lie, but lying is the right thing to do. And we have another instance of a lie that seems acceptable. And that falls in this week's Torah portion. So Joseph has encountered his brothers once again, except they don't realize this. As a recap, in case you aren't familiar with the story, let me get you caught up to speed. Joseph had 11 brothers. He was the favorite among his father of all his sons, and his brothers got jealous, and they beat him up and faked his death, told their dad and others that they lied and said that he had been killed by animals and that there wasn't even a body left to be buried. And they sold him off into slavery. And Joseph, through this weird series of events of misfortune, ends up actually benefiting and becoming the grand vizier to the Pharaoh, and the most powerful man in Egypt after the Pharaoh. And what happens is his brothers go to Egypt because there's famine in the land of Canaan, and they hear there's food in Egypt, and so they arrive there and ask the grand vizier of Pharaoh, who they don't realize because they don't recognize him because it's been 22 years, and also how would they have guessed that he would become this powerful person? They ask him, "Can we have some food?" And what does he do? He has arrested his one full brother, the others are all half brothers, Benjamin, and holds Benjamin in custody to see if his brothers have changed at all, and decides to mess with them a bit. So again, more lies. Well, when he is asking them, "Tell me, is this all of you?" What one of the brothers says when he approaches Joseph and is pleading for Benjamin to be freed, Joseph asks him, "Are there any other brothers that you have?" He knows, of course, that there is one, and it's him. But these guys, not realizing that they're talking to Joseph, they say, "Well, this is our brother Benjamin who you've arrested." And Benjamin has had one full sibling. referring to Joseph, but he died. Now, obviously, this isn't true because Joseph, the full sibling, is right in front of them. Is it a lie, though? Yes and no. For all the brothers know, maybe Joseph is dead, but they don't know that for sure. But they say definitively Joseph is dead. Why do they say this? Why they say this is because they are thinking about Benjamin here. And they're concerned that if they say, oh yeah, we have another sibling who's off somewhere, Joseph is going to tell them, well, bring him to me. And when they can't deliver him, then Benjamin might be in trouble. And this might put Benjamin's life in danger. And so the brothers, they think this through and they say, he has one full sibling. They tell the truth on that one, but he's dead. Because again, probably know he is, but they know that they can't deliver Joseph. And so they decide to commit to this lie to save Benjamin's life. That's why they do this. And one of the things that we read about in the Torah, because oftentimes we have debates about how closely should we follow the mitzvot, the commandments. Actually, just yesterday at the Chinese dinner that we had here, that was really good. I hope you all enjoyed those who came. We were talking about this where somebody was saying, I know of Jews who would starve to death before they would eat pork. And I bet there probably are Jews like that. However, those Jews would be violating a law and be violating Jewish law because we have a Jewish law called Pikuach Nefesh, which puts saving a life over almost every other commandment. This is, again, where Judaism isn't black and white, where it is gray. We're not supposed to eat pork. But if you are starving to death and the only thing to eat is pork, you are commanded to eat the pork to save your life. That's actually Jewish law. And this is because we read in the Torah that with the mitzvot, we are supposed to live by them. It says live by the mitzvot. It doesn't say die by them. And this is ultimately why Judaism puts such an emphasis on life in the preservation of life. This is why we don't go, blowing ourselves up or trying to be martyrs. Because we are supposed to value life and put an emphasis on staying alive. And that means living by the commandments, not dying by them. And so, while we are told that we're not supposed to lie, did Joseph's brothers do the wrong thing here? No, they actually didn't. Because they were fulfilled. Sometimes we have mitzvot, commandments, that contradict one another. And if they aren't supposed to lie, but they're supposed to do everything they can to preserve life, and telling the truth here would prevent saving a life, they need to prioritize which mitzvah, which commandment takes precedence here, because one of them is going to be violated, and they made the right choice, which is choosing life. And that means having to lie. So for each of us, every day, we find ourselves in situations where we can tell the truth or we can lie. And sometimes maybe we tell snippets of the truth. I like to remind people that the Hebrew word for truth is emet, which is spelled with the first, middle, and last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. All the letters of the Hebrew alphabet are encompassed between those letters, and this is the word for truth in Hebrew because the truth must be all-encompassing. It's one of my favorite Hebrew words. That's why that's the word for truth. But we encounter those situations on a daily basis. Do I tell the truth or not? And the answer is yes, tell the truth, but think first. Is telling the truth going to be in violation of another commandment? Is telling the truth going to put somebody's life in danger? Is telling the truth going to cost somebody needless pain and embarrassment and humiliation on their wedding day? Or is telling the truth, meaning that you don't get to go to the carnival when you're a kid. You have to think through all those things, and ultimately the truth of what you're supposed to do is do the Jewish thing, the thing that takes the largest priority in Judaism, saving life and saving dignity. Shabbat Shalom. So I'll give a few, I will give a few announcements. Thanks, Mike Hatch, being here, keeping us safe. Always appreciate him. I always like to give a shout out to candidates and elected officials, and I see here Mayor Dustin Gettle from the great city of Midvale, Utah. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for being here. Always love seeing you. And following our service tomorrow morning, stick around, join us for lunch. The Berman family is sponsoring a kiddush in honor of the anniversary of our executive director, Danny Berman, becoming a bar mitzvah quite a few number of years ago. So come celebrate that. Yes, it doesn't say this in here, but Danny just had a milestone birthday about a week ago. So I think it's more celebrating that milestone birthday. So come celebrate with Danny tomorrow. That's Danny. He likes to celebrate with his family, and he always sees this community as his family. So some upcoming events and classes include join us on Friday, January 9th for Superhero Shabbat. All right, this is news to me. I'm reading this for the first time. My kids will like that. We'll begin our Tot service at 5 p.m., followed by our dinner at 5:30 p.m. and our family Shabbat service at 6:30 p.m. Come dressed as your favorite superhero or someone you look up to. Our next Coffee and Community is on Sunday, January 11th at 9:15 a.m. Please make sure to register for the location. And the Call Me Book Club, led by Jared Cohen, is launching on Monday, January 12th at 6:30 p.m. The first selection is The History of Love by Nicole Krauss. You can join us to connect, reflect, and discover your next favorite book. And our next Rosh Chodesh Women's group is on Tuesday, January 13th at 6:30 p.m. We'll be welcoming Colony member Dr. Kelly Barron, who is a sleep specialist, and she'll be talking about women's sleep across life stages. Our new Hebrew classes start January 20th and are now open for enrollment. We are offering Biblical Hebrew levels 1 and 2, Conversational Hebrew level 2, and Advanced Conversational Hebrew. As the year ends, we have a generous offer to match all donations made between today and December 31st for up to $15,000. So somebody threw that out there. And if you've already donated to our appeal, thank you. But we'd be grateful if you consider even giving more to help us with this match. So if you haven't made your donation yet, your donation could really help us with that too. So our next congregational trip is Montreal and Toronto, June 2nd through 7th. If you're thinking of joining, it's going to be a lot of fun. Talk to me right away because we still need about 10 more RSVPs to make the trip a go. So contact me for more information. And we are currently collecting food donations to support the Jewish Family Service Food Bank. A bin is located in the West Foyer. And for any other information, you can refer to your Shabbat announcements and our website. And with that, we will turn to Aleinu in the concluding part of our service, page 586 at the bottom of the page. I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Aleinu l'shabei Adon hakol, take you to liotzer breshi, shelo asanu kigoy aratzot, velo samanu kamishpahot adama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, umishtahavim umodim, lifnei melech, Malhei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Notei Shamayim V'Yosed Haaretz Umoshav Yikara B'Shamayim Ima'al Ushchinatu Zo begov he meromim, u Eloheinu einot, malkeinu efezulato, kakatuv betorato, Vidatayom v'hashevota elev avecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, bashamayim imah, ve'al haaretz mitachat einod. Okay, nigga. Maybe seated. Kakatuv b'Torah techa Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. This time we'll think of those whom death has recently taken from us, those who've died in this season years past, and those we draw into our hearts with our own as we remember them. If you hear the name of a loved one, I'll invite you to rise upon hearing their name. In the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning, we remember Felix Pevsner, a local Jewish person laid to rest in our cemetery, and also Shmuel Benkovsky, father of Galit Livney. And this week we commemorate the following Yortzeitz's anniversary passing of these loved ones: Rose Axelrod Stone, Claire Bernstein, Abe B. Klein, Perry Davis, Armin Arthur Einhorn, Anna Evans, Harry L. Friedman, Francis Glick, Esther Goldberg, Henrietta H. Hartz, Ava Kurgel, Molly Sugar Cornsweet, Barbara Florence Kravitz, Rose Kushner, Herbert Levy, Lynn Luskin, David Lutzker, Andrea Margaret Kaddish, Morris Mann, Ruth Marcus, Ravika Berovich Meyerson, Asa Mole, Moses Nathan, Elliot Organic, Leonard M. Owen, Helen Pullman, Betty Ritchell, Eric Roseman, Herbert Schwartz, Miriam Shapiro, Robert Shurkin, William Bill Simon, Bernard Solomon, Moses Spiegel, Sadie Spiegel, Jack Strasberg, E. Bernard Tassim, Sadie Wax, Harry Weiss, and Rabbi Fred Winger. And if you have a name to add, I'll invite you to share when we look in your direction. If you have a name to share online, I'll invite you to do so. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If you're in mourning or it's your tradition to do so, you're invited to rise. We're on page 598. Yikadav Yikadash Shemei Rabah, Be'alma divrach yirtei v'yimlich malchutei, B'chaychon uv'yamechon uv'chayei hol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'yizman kari v'imru. Yehei Shemei Rabah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal Shemei d'Kudashah, B'rihu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'ne'emata, Adam yiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'haim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who are mourning comfort the bereaved among us. And again we say, Amen. We'll conclude with Osei Shalom. Osei Shalom b'mromav, Uyasei Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Ve'imru, Amen. Yasei Shalom, Yasei Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. I'll invite you to rise by your spirit, page 122 for Kiddush. Erev evoke Yom HaShishi v'hu Hashemayim v'aretz v'osvam v'elohim b'yom HaShvi Melakto asher asa v'yishpot b'yom HaShvi mikol melakto asher asa v'yivarech Elohim et Yom HaShvi v'yikadesh oto ki vo shavat mikol melakto asher bara Elohim lasot savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kisham v'tzotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava ratzonini lanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishi ki hu yom tehila l'mikrei kodesh zeher l'tziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'harta ve'otanu ki dahashta mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon kinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen l'chaim. And we have a challah here. Is this Moshe or you, Stacy? Moshe. All right. Let's join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon, Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for joining us tonight.